Hi, I'm Amy, this is House of Nash Eats, and today we are making homemade guacamole. Okay, so we're going to make our guacamole today in a molcajete, which is like a mortar and pestle. If you don't have one of these, no problem. Just use a bowl and a spoon, and I'll walk you through how you can do that. We're gonna start out by chopping some cilantro. So I've got cilantro leaves right here, and we're going to chop about 2 tablespoons of cilantro. And these don't have to be like perfectly chopped or anything. Just break them down a little bit. And then we're going to add those to our molcajete. And then we're going to take 1 clove of garlic and just mince that. Okay, and then we're going to add that to the cilantro. Okay, and then I've got 1 white onion, and we need about 3 tablespoons of chopped white onion. So I'm just gonna cut off part of this and peel off the papery outside. Once we've got about 3 tablespoons of white onion, we're going to add that to our molcajete. You need a pretty big molcajete here, so if you only have a small one, just use the bowl and spoon method that I'll tell you about in just a sec. Okay, and now we need a jalapeno. So I've got 1 jalapeno here. This part is optional, but I love the flavor of the jalapeno. If you're worried about your guacamole being too spicy, just make sure to remove all of the seeds or leave the jalapeno out entirely. But if you can get most of the seeds out of your jalapeno, which is super easy to do, you won't actually get very much heat from the jalapeno itself. Cut and scrape out all of those seeds. Move that over to the side, and then I'm just going to do a quick little dice. So I slice down the length of my jalapeno, and then I'm just going to chop them the other direction so that it's just a fine little dice. These few little extra steps are what really makes this the best guacamole ever. It adds so much flavor. Like, I seriously could just eat this for dinner with just a bunch of chips, and that's it, and I'd be a happy girl. Okay, now we're going to transfer our chopped jalapeno into our bowl or molcajete. I hope I'm saying that right, because I'm saying that word a lot. I really like the word molcajete. Okay, and as long as I've got the cutting board out, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my tomato that we'll add later. So we're just going to dice this pretty fine. You don't want huge pieces of tomato in your guacamole, but I like having some little bit of chunks just for the texture and the freshness that they add. And Roma tomatoes work best for this. Okay, so we'll set the tomato aside, and I'm just going to cut 2 limes in half. So now we're gonna start making our guacamole. So we're gonna bring our molcajete over, and it's got the cilantro and garlic and onion and jalapeno. And we're gonna use this pestle to grind them against the bottom of the bowl. So if you're just using a regular bowl, just get a sturdy spoon and use the back of your spoon to press everything against the sides of the bowl. This isn't about like making a paste or anything. All it does is it's releasing the juices from the cilantro and the jalapeno and the onion and the garlic, which that's going to flavor and season the guacamole so well. You'll be amazed at the difference that this little simple technique makes. Okay, so once that's done, we're going to like enjoy the smell because it smells so amazing right now. But then we're going to cut open our avocados. Avocados are tricky, right? They're either like underripe, perfect, or the next day they go bad. So good luck getting great avocados. Look for ones that you can squeeze just a little bit. They're not rock hard, but they have a little give, so they're soft, but not too soft and squishy, because then they'll be brown inside, and those are no good. These are perfect avocados. So we're going to remove the pit. I've heard that if you mash your avocados in your guacamole with the pits in it, that it prevents it from growing brown as quickly. I've tried that, and personally, like, I think that's like a made up thing. I don't know. If you believe that that's true, let me know in the comments below, because for me, it doesn't seem to make any difference. Okay, so then we're just going to scoop the avocado out and put it in our molcajete. Sometimes when you go to like really like nice Mexican restaurants, they'll make guacamole like right at the table for you, and that's so fun. Like it's so satisfying to have somebody like make guacamole right in front of you. We're going to use 3 to 4 avocados depending on how big they are. And I'm getting this bowl pretty full, so I'm gonna start mashing right now. Then we can just use, you can use a fork or some other kind of masher, or just a spoon if you're using like a big bowl. I'm gonna use the pestle and just kind of mash those down. And you can make this as smooth as you like or leave it a little bit chunky, which is how I like my guacamole. And this is great for any game day, like when you're having a party, just set out some guacamole and chips, or if you're doing Mexican night or Taco Tuesday, whip up some guacamole. It takes like 10 minutes and you've got fresh, amazing guacamole. Okay, I'm gonna add the rest of my avocados right now. Okay, once that is mashed to the consistency that you like for your guacamole, which I like mine kind of chunky, then we're gonna pull this out. And we're going to add our last few ingredients. So I've got some kosher salt, and I'm going to add about half a teaspoon, and then we'll taste it and see if it needs any more. So we need some salt, and then about 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cumin, and then we're going to do the juice of 2 limes. So we've got these limes that we cut earlier. I'm just gonna squeeze the juice. Okay, so we'll add that to our guacamole. And if you like more lime flavor, you are welcome to use more lime juice if you want to. The lime juice not only adds flavor, but it also is going to keep the guacamole from browning quite as quickly. And if you aren't going to eat this all right away, what I'll usually do is I'll save a little bit of that lime juice and I'll transfer my guacamole to a bowl with a lid, and I'll pour the lime juice on top of it right before I cover it with the lid, and I don't mix it in all the way, and that helps keep it from browning too much on top. It's still okay to eat guacamole that's browned a little on top. It doesn't really change the flavor of it, it just doesn't look as pretty. Okay, so now I'm just going to add the tomato that I chopped earlier. You can add as much or as little as you want and stir that in. You guys, this smells so good. Okay, and that's it. Our guacamole is ready to go. I'm just gonna clean up my bowl a little bit and grab some chips, and then we'll eat it. Okay, so now we get to taste this guacamole. So I'm gonna grab a tortilla chip, and I'll get a big scoop. That's legitimately the best guacamole I've ever had in my life. Homemade guacamole, hands down, is better than any guacamole you'll get from the store or any restaurant, really. I hope you guys love this guacamole and you make it for your next game day, party, Mexican night, whatever you want. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you love this guacamole recipe. If you do, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more great recipes just like this.